Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the moment I've all been waiting for. The moment we drive this car for the very first time. Now, she's not particularly ready yet. She don't have a grill in her, and the Bondo work is still being done on the hood, but I need motivation right now. I am dying on this car. So we're going to take her down and put some gas in it. Okay, so interior is back in. Console hasn't been sorted completely yet, but we're getting there. I got the fans temporarily mocked up, so they will work-ish. Okay. Let's get in here. Make sure we are in neutral. We are. First gear. Oh, I do not like that clutch. I might be pulling the transmission on this thing. Oh, I'm definitely going to be pulling the transmission on this thing. Not what I wanted to see, but at least it explains why this thing had no power. The hell was that? Oh my god, the clutch is so shot on this thing, and there's some god-awful noise coming from the back. If I had to take a scientific wild-ass guess, I would say muffler is hitting the drive shaft? Yeesh, I don't like that sound. Let's get this kick over. Oh, that's what's making the noise, I think. Yeah, I think my exhaust pipe is a little loose there. Okay, so the clutch is fucked. There's a god-awful noise coming from the rear end, but I'm still driving her down to put some gas in her, because, again, I need motivation. And motivation I shall have, one way or another. Badly. So I must have the oxygen sensor hooked up on the wrong damn circuit. Clutch is slipping. Transmission 6-gear grinds. Not the worst thing in town. Okay, so it's been a couple of days since that last utter debacle we had with the clutch slipping so bad. I went down to Summit Racing, got a new flywheel for it, got a Ram heavy-duty clutch rated for 550 horsepower, popped it in. It sucked out loud, but fortunately the transmission came out easy enough. But yeah, what I found up here was a spec, what I believe to be a spec stage 1 clutch. And the clutch disc itself wasn't in terrible shape. I mean, it's still got quite a bit of meat left on it, but if you look at the flywheel and if you look at the pressure plate, all those little round circles, those are heat spots from slippage. So I'm thinking what it is, the previous guy who had the Camaro, he put in a spec stage 1 and it just didn't quite have enough horsepower holding. So yeah, that's why I went ahead and went with the Ram clutch that's rated at 550, because this car should be putting down somewhere north of 400 to the tire, so close to 500, 550 to the flywheel. But other stuff is happening here. The front grille is on. The fitment is kind of trash. I'm not real happy with that grill, for especially how much I paid for it, but it's not like I could comparison shop. Still got to adjust the bumper up a little bit on the passenger side because it's overhanging. The hood is been bondoed and everything else. I'm kind of waiting on this to make sure it's completely dry before I spray primer on it and all that stuff. But we're moving on here to doing the hood work and then the rest of the paint and body work. So I'm figuring another week of good solid work, and she's driving. Now, I've been driving her around a little bit, just trying to seat the new clutch, and everything's good. The Dakota Digital gauges, the tachometer wasn't working on it, and I did a little bit of Google foo, and come to find out the LS1s use a 4-cylinder tach pulse, not an 8-cylinder tach pulse. So I set that up. Tach works fine now. Speedometer's still got to be set up, but it has something called an auto cal where you got to mark off like a mile and then drive that mile exactly and then let the computer do its thing. So I got to find an exact mile point. But yeah, waiting on AC stuff to arrive for it. New dryer and orifice tube and oil, and then I'll hook the AC system up. But she is currently speaking drivable. So I'll get the paint all prettied up on it and all that good stuff. And yeah, we are really coming to the end of the line on the project right now. She's 100% drivable as she sits. So yeah, thanks for watching.